State's most watched news starts now.
Good Wednesday morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News where it's 5 o'clock. I'm Michael Hayslip. A little cooler today, even with some sunshine. We're only going to make it up into the 50s. Let's go straight to the Skywatch Storm Tracker where we still have some lingering cloud cover out to the western port of southeast Kansas. Not all of that light rain that we see is able to hit the ground in northeast Oklahoma. We'll go ahead and remove the sweeping radar, and that way we can get a better shot of what is actually hitting there. And you can see it ride south or north of I-44, making its way toward us. Very, very light, and it's not going to be anything sustained by any means. Our temperatures this morning are in the 30s and 40s. As a matter of fact, it's actually going to be a little bit of a chilly one today. And eventually, we'll see that cloud cover kick off and have sunny skies here later on. Just going to be a little bit because clouds will move in there from the west. As far as what we're looking at from the national perspective, good line of thunderstorm activity. And there's our temperatures. Got 45 in Miami. That's about as good as we're going to get. We still got a smattering of 30s. That we're hanging on to. As far as a future track goes, as we wrap up March and get ready for our first day of April, most of the rain will stay down through central and northwest Arkansas and clearing skies, mid-50s today. Overnight, we will find ourselves in a freeze warning. That's right, from tonight into Thursday morning, we will have a freeze warning. Be very careful if you have any vegetation that you have outside. You're going to either want to bring it in or you're going to want to bag it up until we can get into Friday. And after that, we don't have to worry about our overnight lows dipping down. Still looking at a good-looking Easter Sunday there. The rain chances very, very light and mostly sunny skies. Joplin police are investigating after residents find letters on their doors threatening to euthanize stray and feral cats. Monday, residents in the Gray neighborhood found the letters on their properties, which had been left overnight. The letter says any stray cat captured in the neighborhood will be euthanized starting January 1. One resident shared security camera video with us showing a person putting the flyers up. Joplin Police Department has now opened an investigation.
So they're on top of it, and I'm really glad they are because it's a serious situation, and we just can't have people in our neighborhood killing cats.
Residents in the neighborhood have put together a roughly $2,000 reward, and the Joplin Police Department asks that anyone with information, make sure you give them a call. U.S. Marshals arrest a murder suspect who was released from jail due to a Supreme Court ruling on tribal jurisdiction. The suspect is Dakota Buzzard. Authorities arrested him yesterday in Grove, Oklahoma, still searching for his father, James Buzzard. The two are accused in the 2019 shooting death of Jerry Tapp at a home near Grove. They were in jail until earlier this month. That's when they were released because neither federal nor tribal prosecution had refiled paperwork after the 2020 Supreme Court ruling that said Oklahoma prosecutors lack authority to pursue criminal charges against indigenous defendants. McDonald County, Missouri authorities investigating how an argument led to a man getting shot with his own gun. Deputies were called to Powell, Missouri to investigate a disturbance Monday afternoon. They say a group of people had been arguing about a mobile home when Rick Thurston began firing a pistol. Investigators say several people grabbed Thurston and the gun fired, striking Thurston. He went to another home where he called 911. At last report, Thurston was being treated at a Joplin hospital. The Parsons, Kansas Police Department says the victim of a hit and run in December has a long and arduous road of recovery in front of him. It happened on 35th Street in Parsons on December 19th. Police say the victim, Andrew Scott, was hit and left by the road. Police still looking for the person that hit Scott. If you have information, please contact Parsons Police Department. Poor road conditions in Ottawa County, Oklahoma have left locals and county commissioners frustrated. Ottawa County District 2 Commissioner Stephen Chasteen has been working to improve roads in his district. Says one of the biggest issues, keeping the roads sturdy. So now Chasteen's working with the team to strengthen the roads so their efforts do not go to waste.
Over time, maintenance has been an issue to maintain the roads, and any time a road deteriorates outside of a flood or an act of God disaster, it's definitely a maintenance issue.
Chasteen took over halfway through the term, which means working with more of a limited budget. Despite these restrictions, he is working to keep the roads in Ottawa County safe. Carl Junction residents will vote next Tuesday on a school bond question. The CJ R1 School District Board asking for a $7 million bond to pay for repairs. This would include fixing roofs, windows, heating, and ventilation systems. The bond would keep the property tax levy at its current rate.
This bond issue would mature in 2034, so it'd pay off that current debt 4 years earlier, which is 4 years of not paying interest on that. And it also frees up about $265,000 a year that we're currently using to pay that lease purchase, and it can be used for anything else in the district to help kids.
The current levy, which again would remain unchanged if the bond is passed, a little more than 98 cents per $100 of assessed property value. If you're a parent, you know kids grow up fast, and granted, there are those days you don't think they'll ever grow up. Next week, parents and kids heading into kindergarten can get a sneak peek of what's in store for them. Parents need to call the Pittsburgh Public School District to reserve a time to visit your elementary school on April 5th. One little one we talked to already looking forward to a few things come next year.
With playing with my friends and sharing toys with my friends. And, well, I really like playing with my friends.
Oh, Hayes Bulwer's locked and loaded. He's ready to rock and roll. Last day to sign up for next week's kindergarten roundup meet and greet. Make sure you get that done by tomorrow. We find ourselves at about 5:07. Let's take a look at our weather trend today. Chilly right now, anywhere from high 30s to low 40s. Clouds gradually kick off and we'll get sunshine for the afternoon, lift us up into the mid 50s. That is about 10 degrees below where we anticipate being this time of year. Future track keeps the precipitation down through the central and northwestern portions of Arkansas, clearing off for the afternoon. But remember, overnight from Wednesday night into Thursday morning, we have a freeze watch as we dip down into the low 30s. Make sure you take care of that vegetation with that span of nice days that we had. I know it was tempting to get out there, start the gardens, maybe hang some plants, but we need to be careful that those make it through tonight into tomorrow. As a look at this morning's top stories and weather in our first 7 minutes. Coming up on the KOAM Morning News, Frontenac softball kicking off the season last night with a doubleheader against the Hume Hornets. We got your highlights on the way. And a plea from the White House after COVID cases rise in states across the country. We'll also look at why some college students may need to get fully vaccinated against COVID-19 before attending class in the fall. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. More real news in the morning. We'll be right back. A slew of season openers yesterday. We'll start with the Pittsburgh High School baseball team. Purple Dragons kicking off the schedule at home yesterday afternoon with a conference game right off the bat. Pittsburgh on the field to take on the Chanute Blue Comets. In the first, Cooper Hayden yanks one down the line for Chanute. For Pittsburgh. Dawson Stegman coming home from third. We are tied at 1. Later in the inning, Jackson Turnbull right back up the middle. That scores another run. That's Braden Benson right there. Hey, what's up, kiddo? Purple Dragons jump out to a 3-1 lead after 1. Same score in the fourth. Here comes Chanute. Tyson Lucas to left. There's Brax Peter coming home to score. And then the bases loaded for Cam Kuster. He clears them right over the third baseman's head. 3-run double put Chanute back in front 5-3. This thing would last 8 innings. Comets take down Pittsburgh. Final score 11-8. On the Missouri side, Webb City aiming for a 5-0 start against Monette. Bottom of the first, Tragan Parker. All the way out to center. That win was something else yesterday. Devin Weathers scores. Cards lead by 1. Few at bats later. Parker tries to get home on the pass ball. Good hustle right there by Monette. Webb leads 2-1 after 1 inning. Second inning, Weathers grounded to the right side, bobbled, allows 1 runner to score, make it 4-0 Cards after 2 innings. To the third, here comes Jeremiah Leeming, hustling hitting from third base. Now a 5-run lead for the Cardinals. Parker puts the ball in play, gets the RBI ground out. Cards get 4 in the inning and win this thing 10-0. So Webb City improves to 5-0 on the year. Frontenac softball kicked off its season with a home doubleheader against the Hume Hornets. Frontenac Won game one 16-1. In game two, Raiders trying to get the sweep, and head coach Cassie Roon aiming for her 200th win. Mia Brown, straight to left field. Oh, Brown not only doing it with the bat last night, she won both games on the mound. Hattie Hamlin goes the other way to the right side. That's Hattie Pyle scoring. Frontenac in control early next inning. Brown down the line scores 2 more runs. Frontenac cruises to the doubleheader sweep, 17-1. That means Cassie gets her 200th career win at Frontenac.
I went to school here, and so to be able to give back to a community that gave so much to me growing up, it's pretty remarkable. And the kids that go through this program, the kids that are a part of our school, they're really great kids, and they mean a lot to me. And so, being able to build that success for them and have them buy into this program and make it so successful, it just makes everything so special.
Had the opportunity to talk to Coach last night. It's pretty amazing. You have to remember, she just got win number 200. Her sister was just named the 1-2A head basketball coach of the year in the state. What a great family right there. Congratulations, Coach. Pitt State football hosted an NFL Pro Day yesterday afternoon. Outgoing senior offensive lineman Zach Thomas working out. He's trying to earn a shot in the big league. Thomas, a 2-time All-MIAA selection for the Gorillas and a team captain for PSU last fall.
This is what we work for right here. Everybody playing ball, they work for this day right here. So for this day to finally be here, I'm just grateful. I just want to get my foot in the door. I'm just be happy with the chance that any team give me. And I promise you, I'm gonna work my butt off, and I'm gonna play ball because I'm a baller. That's what I do.
Yesterday was a big day for the Pittsburgh High School girls soccer program. Purple Dragons, they were in Carthage last night, the first match in program history. And Coach Backover getting them started against the Carthage Tigers. Carthage already 1-0. Get this, they beat Grove 12-0 on Monday night. First 13 seconds, Kelsey Elias for Carthage in between 2 defenders. The early goal. Whoo! Daniela Marquez drops one in. Tigers up 3 now. 10th minute, Marquez again goes left side. Tigers up 4. 21st minute, Carla Marquez pushing it down the field. She gets in on the scoring action. Carthage with another shutout, 12-0. They've now scored, what would that be, 24 goals in 2 games. Still to come on the KOAM Morning News, we're going to show you some of the stunning images coming from the eruption of the volcano in Iceland and how it's drawing spectators from near and far. And we'll check in on our 7-day forecast when the KOAM Morning News returns. Just a little past 5:17 on this Wednesday morning. Here's the nice thing when we look at our current conditions. Despite the fact that it shifted, at least it's only 7 miles per hour. We don't have to fight the wind, finally get a break after 48 hours. Seemed like we were getting blown sideways. Do have a little bit of a wind chilling effect right there. 4-degree difference between our temperature and what it actually feels like. Pure temperatures ranging anywhere from high 30s. We got 38 in Iola, 39 in Fort Scott, all the way to 45 in both Anderson and Miami. Joplin sitting right now at 43. Sweeping radar's been a little bit finicky down here through northeast Oklahoma. Not all that is hitting the ground. Some light sprinkles going with it. And then we got actual legitimate showers, but that's pretty much down to the southwest of us and wanting to break up before it intrudes our highlighted counties, and it certainly is nothing severe, just a little offshoot of some Gulf moisture right there in central Oklahoma. Really everything's going to ride the jet stream right where the cold and the warm begin to meet, but that is the cold Canadian air that we were talking about, sweeping down all the way just about to the Red River before it makes its way back through us, and then it lasts from Arkansas all the way up to Maine. So that's a pretty good line right there. Haven't had any storm reports come in on this Wednesday morning, so we do like the sound of it. Even with some morning cloud cover, we're eventually going to clear off, get sunshine this afternoon, but just not much of a big warm-up as we'll be mired in the 50s. Future Track will keep all the precipitation through central and northwest Arkansas. They may even get some snow in northwest Arkansas in those elevated areas. But important to point out, as we clear off overnight and we drop down right there, we have a freeze warning in effect. Yeah, we're going to start April with a freeze warning, and that's going to be for tonight into Thursday. Now, as we look at the 7-day forecast, it's just kind of a one-off right there because after Thursday's daily high of 50. We're back into the 60s with overnight lows in the 40s there as we progress what looked like a delightful Easter Sunday. Time now to turn our attention to the KOAM News Now Facebook page. Proof of COVID-19 vaccinations might become mandatory for enrollment at colleges and universities starting this fall. That's leaving many students divided. As the vaccine pool expands to those younger generations, it's really likely schools will start to change their COVID policies. Stephanie Bennett with the story.
So I definitely do want to get the vaccine myself.
After nearly a year of remote learning, Alexis Rodriguez says he's ready to get back on campus, but not until he gets the vaccine.
Now that, people are starting to get the vaccine, I'm starting to feel a little bit more comfortable wanting to go back in person.
But not all students are so eager to get it.
It's something that I'm on the fence about because I don't really feel that I need it at this moment.
Brian Flores says he has some concerns.
I have friends that definitely don't want it. They think that it's fake and they don't want any part in it. And then I have others that are really interested in getting it because they care, they want to protect their families.
But it may not be a choice for long. Rutgers University in New Jersey is the first to announce it will require all on-campus students to be fully vaccinated before the fall semester begins. Meanwhile, over the University of Arizona, administrators say they'll keep things optional for now.
Because the vaccine is under an emergency use authorization, we can't mandate it. We're strongly encouraging.
Doctors with the Mayo Clinic say all 3 vaccine options are safe and highly recommend students get them to not only protect themselves, but the community.
When colleges opened for on-campus learning back in the fall, we had large outbreaks. So we know these students are susceptible to getting and transmitting the virus. So if you're on the fence and you want a normal life, you need to jump over the fence. This is the direction to a normal life.
Rutgers University says students may request an exemption from the vaccine for medical or religious purposes.
Our question on Facebook and our Insta poll, should colleges require all students to be fully vaccinated against COVID-19? We'll get to your comments and your votes at KOAMnewsnow.com/vote. Health Watch is next.
Topping Health Watch this morning, the war against COVID-19 is far from over. That's the message from the White House following a rise in coronavirus cases across the country. And the latest numbers have a top U.S. health official sending out a warning. Mandy Gaither has more.
And I'm going to reflect on the recurring feeling I have of impending doom.
An emotional warning from the director of the CDC after the latest numbers show a steady rise in COVID-19 cases across the country.
So much promise and potential of where we are, and so much reason for hope. But right now, I'm scared.
Airline travel hit the highest point of the pandemic on Sunday. TSA says it screened more than 1.5 million people at airports. Air travel figures continue to ride high during this spring break period, even as health experts fret over rising coronavirus infection rates in some states. More than 9.5 million people have flown in the last week. American Airlines says ticket sales are currently at about 90% of pre-pandemic levels, and it will soon pull most of its idle aircraft out of storage. With more travel, Dr. Rochelle Walensky says she's worried about a 4th surge in cases and vowed to encourage governors directly to buckle down on reopening their states too quickly. With vaccinations, she says we have the power to end the pandemic.
I'm asking you to just hold on a little longer, to get vaccinated when you can, so that all of those people that we all love will still be here when this pandemic ends.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
With more travel, Dr. Rochelle Walensky says she's worried about a 4th surge in cases and vowed to encourage governors directly to buckle down on reopening their states too quickly. With vaccinations, she says we have the power to end the pandemic. Dr. Rochelle Walensky, CDC director, with those statements from the CDC yesterday. Dr. Walensky says even with the 3 vaccines authorized for use in the U.S., the fight against COVID-19 will be slower if there is another surge. That's a look at some of today's top health stories. You're watching the KOAM Morning News.
Sunrise at 7:05, gradually clearing skies. A little light rain down in northeast Oklahoma. Not going to be widespread, nothing severe. And remember, key factor overnight. How about a freeze warning? That's right. From Wednesday night into Thursday morning, protect that vegetation, bring it inside or cover it up with a bag. We'll roll sunshine on Thursday and Friday and begin our warm up toward Easter Sunday. Be back right after this.
Joplin police investigate letters threatening to euthanize stray and feral cats. Plus, a Northeast Oklahoma murder suspect is back in jail after a Supreme Court case set him free. And a rough ride, how Ottawa County commissioners say they're addressing complaints about the county's road conditions.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 5:30. I'm Tanya Bach. It's going to be a little cooler today, but hopefully we'll get some sunshine and some slightly decent temps. Here's Michael with a check on your forecast.
I think nobody's going to complain about the cooler temperatures, Tanya, because we don't have to worry about getting blown over today.
Very true.
The wind finally subsiding, just coming in from the northeast at 7 miles per hour. You have a little wind chill right there, about 4-degree difference. This is light drizzle, hardly any of it being able to hit the ground. The actual rain showers as we close out the month staying through central Oklahoma not going to affect us. 43 in Joplin, 42 in Carthage, and 41 in Neodesha. Still got some 30s that we're hanging on to. All the national activity staying pretty much east of the Mississippi. It starts in Arkansas, but it really picks up right there with the jet stream riding from Arkansas all the way up to Maine, where the cold and the warm collide. For us in the 4 states, gradually clearing skies. Afternoon cloud or morning clouds. Be morning, afternoon, then evening. Yeah, let's roll it that way. Morning cloud cover going to gradually clear off. We'll get some afternoon sunshine, but average high this time of year would be around 65 degrees. It's going to be about 10 degrees cooler than that. Do want to point out as well, overnight, look at that, we have a freeze warning. We have a freeze warning that starts tonight and lasts into Thursday. And so I'm gonna bang the drum because we had that slew of nice days. I know a lot of people got out, did the gardening, probably got plants hanging up there, especially with Easter coming. You either want to bring them inside or put a bag over them. Because we're going to see temperatures that will be below freezing in the north tomorrow morning.
You get them in the ground or get them outside, so take care of them tonight.
Yeah, and like I said, it's just a one-shot deal. It's not like those freeze warnings are going to ride all week. We just we get through the night into tomorrow. We're going to be fine after that.
There you go. All right, thanks, Michael. Joplin police investigate after residents find letters on their doors threatening to euthanize stray and feral cats. Monday, residents in the Gray neighborhood found the letters on their properties, which had been left overnight. And that letter says any stray cat captured in the neighborhood will be euthanized starting January 1st. One resident shared security camera video with us, which shows the person putting the flyers up. The Joplin Police Department has opened an investigation.
So they're on top of it, and I'm really glad they are because it's a serious situation, and we just can't have people in our neighborhood killing cats.
Residents in the neighborhood have put together a roughly $2,000 reward, and the Joplin Police Department asks that anyone with information call them. U.S. Marshals arrest a murder suspect who was released from jail due to a Supreme Court ruling on tribal jurisdiction. The suspect is Dakota Buzzard. Authorities arrested him yesterday in Grove, Oklahoma. Authorities are still searching for his father, James Buzzard. The two are accused in the 2019 shooting death of Jerry Tapp at a home near Grove. They were in jail until earlier this month when they were released because neither federal nor tribal prosecution had refiled paperwork after the 2020 Supreme Court ruling that said Oklahoma prosecutors lack authority to pursue criminal charges against Indigenous defendants. Poor road conditions in Ottawa County have locals and even county commissioners frustrated. Ottawa County District 2 Commissioner Stephen Chasteen has been working to improve roads in his district. He says one of the biggest issues is keeping the roads sturdy. Now he's working with a team to strengthen the roads so their efforts don't go to waste.
Over time, maintenance has been an issue to maintain the roads, and anytime a road deteriorates outside of a flood or an act of God disaster, it's definitely a maintenance issue.
Chasteen took over halfway through his term, which means working with a more limited budget. Despite these restrictions, he is working to keep the roads in Ottawa County safe. Just a few weeks after announcing a new air service provider, the Joplin Regional Airport announces there will be a third destination added as well. KOAM's Chris Warner has more.
The announcement came after American Airlines said it would no longer be providing service to the airport. The airport said that while Dallas flights would no longer be offered, flights to Chicago and Denver would be available. Tuesday, officials announced that Houston has been added as a third hub for travelers.
The options and the connectivity that this provides over a single hub operation is just phenomenal, and it really is. And it's such a great opportunity for the community.
Stockham says this is the first time since 1995 that the airport will have service to 3 different hubs, and those flights are set to begin on June 1st. Stockham says you can begin booking those flights as early as April the 6th. Reporting from the Joplin Regional Airport, Chris Warner, KOAM News.
Local health providers are offering more chances to get a COVID-19 vaccine. In Pittsburgh today, there'll be a clinic at the Lincoln Center, and it's by appointment only. There's no appointment required for another clinic today at the Crawford County Fairgrounds. Tomorrow, the Community Health Center of SCK is holding a no appointment clinic across from Lord's Diner in Pittsburgh. And Friday, Labette Health is holding a clinic at the Parsons Family Practice. For more information on these clinics and other clinics in the area, you can go to our website at koamnewsnow.com/vaccine. Easter is this weekend, and many local churches and organizations are planning Easter egg hunts and Easter worship services. With those events comes the opportunity for people to get together indoors and out. Health officials say despite vaccines being distributed, it's still a good idea to play it safe.
But if you have been vaccinated and have had your 2 doses and are about 2 weeks out from that, you should be fully immunized and should have no problem enjoying those family gatherings and get-togethers. However, I would caution that we need to be aware for those folks who have not been immunized, they are still at a greater risk.
As while it's easier to be socially distanced outdoors, he strongly encourages those attending indoor events and services to remain socially distanced and wear a mask. That's a look at our top news stories coming up this half hour in the KOAM Morning News. If you're a parent, this might mean you can probably relate to this mama bear trying to get her cubs from one side of the road to the other. You go, mama, you can do it. We're going to show you the adorable incident that was all caught on camera. Plus, thousands of Icelanders flocked to the site of a volcano eruption to get an up-close look at the unique ways some are watching the natural phenomenon. But first, it's 5:37.
Tanya, you were talking about those Easter egg hunts. Tell you what, let's get some chill out of the air. By the time we get to Sunday, it's going to be absolutely gorgeous. So we'll be 10 degrees below normal today, only in the mid-50s. Overnight freeze warning. But then look at the weekend ahead. We're talking 70s, mostly sunny skies. Perfect for those kiddos to find those eggs. We'll be back with World Watch next.
Topping World Watch, thousands are hiking to the site of a spectacular volcanic eruption in Iceland to get an up-close glimpse of the rare site. CBS's Ian Lee is in London with the story.
There's something hypnotic about rivers of lava.
I just can't get enough of it.
Thousands are drawn to the red-hot rocks in this barren corner of Iceland. Some come to witness nature's raw power.
It's just overwhelming to see, Earth forming in this way.
I think it's the best experience in my life.
Others are looking to have a bit of fun on the world's most dangerous volleyball court. While these folks came hungry. But don't pull out the ketchup and mustard yet, says scientist Sarah Barsotti. Is it safe to grill a sausage or hot dog on the lava?
It is not. The lava is really releasing a high amount of gases, even toxic gases.
The last time this volcano spewed lava, there weren't so many spectators 800 years ago. This time, Icelanders knew it was coming. More than 50,000 earthquakes rocked the island nation for weeks leading up to the big show. Scientists hope this eruption will help them predict the next, and they may have quite a while to study it. So how long could it last?
Months. Somebody says years. I think months is a real possible scenario.
Meaning this festival of sound and light will keep drawing a captive audience in the land of fire and ice. Ian Lee, CBS News.
While people are making some fun memories with this volcano, you may remember another eruption in Iceland in 2010. That one spewed so much ash in the air that it shut down air travel across much of Europe for nearly a week. Well, a stray cat in Turkey knew where to turn for help for her kittens. The cat was found Sunday walking into this veterinary clinic in Turkey's western province. At first, the veterinarians didn't understand what she was doing there, but when the cat started meowing nonstop after bringing in a second kitten, the vet did a quick exam, finding the kittens had eye infections. The kittens were treated, and mom and her kids were placed up for adoption after their treatment was complete. What a smart mama. Well, get ready to head back to Westeros because the Game of Thrones is going to the stage. The iconic fantasy saga is getting a prequel, but this time on Broadway. The unnamed show is said to transport audiences back in time 16 years before the start of the hit HBO series, taking place during the Great Tourney at Harrenhal. Although no specific details on characters have been released, fan favorites such as young Ned Stark, Jaime Lannister, and Robert Baratheon are all rumored to make appearances. New York City's Broadway, London's West End, and Australia are all expected to host this production, slated to open in 2023. Does that mean Jason Momoa's character will be in that one? That's a look at some of your biggest headlines from around the world. Let's toss it over to Michael for something to talk about.
It's your chance to see a real dragon on stage.
Because there were lots
I want
of
to go back to
dragons.
the cat really fast. Can we do that?
Yeah.
So the cat walked into the vet's office?
And brought in a baby kitten because she couldn't take care of it. She needed medical help.
That's
and
amazing.
She knew the vet. You've got to believe that this cat had a previous owner that took it to the vet all the time whenever it was sick or something. Because the cat knew.
That's a great point. I didn't think
The
about
cat
that.
had to know.
That's amazing right there. All right, Tanya, on the KOAM News Now Facebook page this morning, our question is about mandatory vaccines for college students and whether you think that should be the case for next fall. Excuse me. Donna Orth says, since it's not FDA approved, it can't be made mandatory. Glenda Aylshire says it should be their choice if they want it or not. John Tribune, thank God this is still America. Take the shot or don't take the shot. That's up to the individual. Good morning, KOM. Good morning, America. We say good morning, John. And Guy Hansen says, what a great time to re-examine the entire Democrat structure of our educational system. Interesting how everything in your personal health must be mandated. I'm more concerned about social engineering in our schools, need more oversight and say in what our children are being taught. Mandating vaccinations is just one symptom of the vile forces that are taking over our country. As far as our Insta poll goes this morning, I know the opposite of what we're seeing on Facebook. Right now, 56% say yes, they should be mandated to be fully vaccinated against COVID-19. You can make your voice heard either on Facebook or the poll, komnewsnow.com/vote. Be back with the news you need to know before you head out the door right after this.
Here's a check of today's top headlines, the news you need to know before you head out the door. Coronavirus cases are spiking again in more than half the country. 27 states are seeing upticks. Doctors say this fourth surge can be mitigated if Americans get vaccinated. Some temporary FEMA sites are set to close as the Biden administration designates pharmacies as the main point of vaccine distribution. Joplin police investigate after residents find letters on their doors threatening to euthanize stray and feral cats. Monday, residents in the Gray neighborhood found the letters on their properties, which had been left overnight. Those letters were found sporadically on houses in this neighborhood. And the letter says, any stray cat captured in the neighborhood will be euthanized starting January 1st. One resident shared security camera video with us, which shows the person putting the flyers up. And the Joplin Police Department has opened an investigation. U.S. Marshals arrest a murder suspect who was released from jail due to a Supreme Court ruling on tribal jurisdiction. The suspect is Dakota Buzzard. Authorities arrested him yesterday in Grove, Oklahoma. Authorities are still searching for his father, James Buzzard. The two are accused in the 2019 shooting death of Jerry Tapp at a home near Grove. They were in jail until earlier this month when they were released. because neither federal nor tribal prosecution had refiled paperwork after the 2020 Supreme Court ruling that said Oklahoma prosecutors lack authority to pursue criminal charges against Indigenous defendants. Poor road conditions in Ottawa County have locals and even county commissioners frustrated. Ottawa County District 2 Commissioner Stephen Chasteen has been working to improve roads in his district. He says one of the biggest issues is keeping the roads sturdy. Now he's working with a team to strengthen the roads so their efforts don't go to waste. That's a check of today's top headlines, the news you need to know before you head out the door.
Morning cloud cover, but this afternoon it's going to be sunny skies. And the nice thing is it's just going to be a northeast breeze, only 10 to 15 miles per hour. Don't have to hold on out there as we get a break from the wind. One thing we are not going to get a break from, we're going to open up April with some chilly temperatures. As a matter of fact, freeze warning from tonight into Thursday, so take care of that vegetation. Then we can warm back up into the 60s, head towards 70 just in time for Easter Sunday.
A mother bear is caught on camera trying to herd her uncooperative cubs across a Connecticut road as traffic waits for them. Mothers everywhere say, I can relate. Janine Moose reports on the unbearable burdens of motherhood.
Mama bear and 4 cubs stopped traffic in Connecticut trying to cross a road. Mom has her paws full, not to mention her mouth. A 3rd cub crosses. No, make that prances to the other side. 3 across and 1 to go. Uh-oh, the 4th cub is up a pole. Mom to the rescue, but wait, someone's back. It can be a drag wrangling 4 little ones. This is something any human mom can relate to.
Go, babies, go!
Robin Cavelli, mother of 4, shot the video and said of the pole climber in particular,
he reminded me so much of my son. I could just hear myself yelling, get down off of that pole, get across the street, you're making a scene here.
Someone on Twitter posted, aw, someone should get out of their car and help. Somebody else put the wise in wise guy by replying, you want to be mauled? Because that's how you get mauled. Meanwhile, Mom was gently mauling her babies. Robin Cavelli's takeaway?
Just how hard it is to be a mom, and especially 4 babies, and I really felt for the mom.
Scottish comedian Janie Godley supplied bear narration.
Oh, jeez, I've not got a minute to myself. You, come here, Mammy. Oh, that's my ear, Mammy.
And just when it seemed all 4 were safely across, one of the cubs made a break for it, crossing the double yellow line. Mom was forced once again to take matters into her mouth as another cub followed in her footsteps.
Aww.
This is the kind of behavior that inspires lame jokes like, why did the bear cross the road to get to the other cub?
Just like my kids, they would do the same thing.
That was tremendous.
I just love how everyone was so patient for that mama bear. Nearly everyone probably understood exactly what was going on there.
I would have, everybody's safe, and so I want to point that out. I just would have been in the car dying laughing.
Yes, please don't get out of the vehicle to help.
At one point in time...
You know that mama bear is already frustrated enough. Don't test her.
At one point in time, I probably would have started rooting for the Cubs. I'm like, go, buddy, go!
You would, Michael.
I'm encouraged by it. Let's jump to some of our Facebook comments. Excuse me, now you got me all choked up. I had coffee that went down the wrong tube earlier. Now I got stuck. All right, our question is, should colleges require all students to be vaccinated against COVID-19? Crystal McCracken, she says it's overreach again. Joe April Potter says it should be up to the person, period. Ivan Kyler left us a couple pictures. Jamie Jordan Shank says you cannot be forced to put a non-FDA approved substance in your body by any institution. Carla Long, not everyone can take the shot. Carla says, I'm one of them. Colleen McGuire, she kicking back and says, so it begins. On the KOAM News Now Insta poll this morning, We've had a complete flip from the last time that we checked our results. That couldn't have been but 10, 12 minutes ago. Now we're up to 57% that say no. Colleges should not require it. You can let your voice be heard. Go to KOAMnewsnow.com/vote. Be back, update the Skywatch Storm Tracker right after this.
Joplin police investigate letters threatening to euthanize stray and feral cats. Plus, a Northeast Oklahoma murder suspect is back in jail after a Supreme Court case set him free. And a rough ride, how Ottawa County Commissioners say they're addressing complaints about the county's road conditions.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 6 a.m. I'm Tanya Bach. It's going to be a little cooler today, but you can't complain because the wind is behind us. Thanks goodness. Here's Michael to check on your forecast.
It's actually going to be a delightful afternoon, Tanya, and you're spot on right there. It's not coming in 20 to 25 miles per hour. In fact, it's even calmed down to 5 miles per hour outside of Television City. A little light rain, equivalent of a raindrop every now and then is all that it'll amount to, is just along I-44. 43 in Joplin, 39 in Independence, 41 in Lamar, and 42 in Carthage. All the national activity ranges from Arkansas up to the Great Lakes, and good thunderstorm activity right along the dividing line between the cold front that dropped in on us and the warmer temperatures for the deep south and southeastern portions of the United States. Even with a little morning cloud cover creeping in, it'll gradually clear out. Great looking late morning and afternoon with a whole lot of sunshine. But look at this overnight as we are headed down toward the freezing mark. As a matter of fact, as we close out March and begin to open up April, we have a freeze warning that takes effect tonight, lasts into Thursday till about 9 a.m. as our temperatures are going to be right at, if not a little below the freezing point. So if you have any hanging baskets or anything like that, it is time to either bag them up or bring them inside for one night. And like I said, just one night, because we'll be back up above the freezing mark for our overnight lows. And then as we head toward Easter weekend, Easter egg hunt time looking absolutely great with mostly sunny skies and highs near 70.
All right, well, decent temperatures, that's for sure. If we can get past the next couple of nights.
And no wind to worry about today.
Yeah, and I'm sure your friends in the sky will make you easier target practice when they don't have to aim in the wind.
Also, too, it was playing some havoc with some fly balls yesterday.
Oh, I bet.
Oh, yeah, there was some. I felt bad for the outfielders. Anything that got lifted up in the air, it was a turkey shoot because we were in the midst of having that wind switch, coming in from the south all day. And then halfway through the game, it starts coming in from the north.
Oh, wow.
So you're sitting there going.
I like how you changed the subject really quickly there.
I know. I ran.
Can we let him in?
I ran.
Can we let him in on our little inside?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I was just amazed with the wind yesterday. Michael is notorious for, his friends, the birds. They find him as a target a lot.
Yeah.
And even when it was as windy as it was yesterday, boom, right before he goes on air for the noon.
Yep, right on the elbow of the jacket.
Or maybe they weren't on target. Maybe they were going for your head.
I know. The wind helped me.
Yeah. But they waited till you put your jacket on, so you couldn't even cover it up.
Right.
All right, thanks, Michael. Well, some Joplin residents are concerned for their pets' safety after getting letters in the middle of the night threatening to kill stray and feral cats. As KOAM's Zach Dodge explains, police are now investigating the case.
To Joplin resident Charlie Brown, his pets are more than pets.
Mom lived in this house, and when she passed away, I started acquiring cats, and they kind of filled the void for me.
Over the last month, 2 of the cats that have been with him the longest, Mr. Kitty and Orange, went missing.
Seeing these letters on our doors yesterday morning just confirmed, what I thought. Not knowing what happened to him or what these people could have done to him, it's heartbreaking.
He says a month ago, a woman in a red jacket talked to him in person, voicing concerns about the cats in the neighborhood. Then on Monday morning, Brown and several other residents in the Gray neighborhood found letters on their property that had been left overnight. The letter starts by saying that cat owners should respect their neighbors by keeping their cats on their property, and then goes on to say that any stray feral cat captured in the neighborhood will be euthanized starting January 1st. It has residents on edge, worried about their pets. And the letter doesn't say who it's from, has misspellings, and security camera video shows a person leaving them in the middle of the night. So now JPD has started an investigation, gathering letters and security video to try and find who's responsible.
Hope they catch him or her.
So they're on top of it, and I'm really glad they are because it's a serious situation.
In Joplin, Zach Dodge, KOAM News.
Residents in the neighborhood have put together a roughly $2,000 reward for information that leads to locating the person. Joplin police also ask that anyone with information contact them. U.S. Marshals arrest a murder suspect who was released from jail due to a Supreme Court ruling on tribal jurisdiction. The suspect is Dakota Buzzard. Authorities arrested him yesterday in Grove, Oklahoma. Authorities are still searching for his father, James Buzzard. The two are accused in the 2019 shooting death of Jerry Tapp at a home near Grove. They were in jail until earlier this month when they were released because neither federal nor tribal prosecution had refiled paperwork after the 2020 Supreme Court ruling that said Oklahoma prosecutors lack authority to pursue criminal charges against indigenous defendants. McDonald County, Missouri authorities are investigating how an argument led to a man getting shot with his own gun. Deputies were called to Powell, Missouri to investigate a disturbance Monday afternoon. They say a group of people had been arguing about a mobile home when Rick Thurston began firing a pistol. Investigators say several people grabbed Thurston and the gun fired, striking Thurston. He went to another home where he called 911. At last report, Thurston was getting treatment at a Joplin hospital. Parsons, Kansas Police Department says the victim of a hit and run in December has a long and arduous road to recovery in front of him. It happened on 35th Street in Parsons on December 19th. Authorities say the victim, Andrew Scott, was hit and left by the road. Police are still looking for the person who hit Scott. If you have information, you're encouraged to contact Parsons Police. Poor road conditions in Ottawa County have locals and even county commissioners frustrated. Ottawa County District 2 Commissioner Stephen Chasteen has been working to improve roads in his district. He says one of the biggest issues is keeping the roads sturdy. And now he's working with a team to strengthen the roads so their efforts do not go to waste.
Over time, maintenance has been an issue to maintain the roads, and any time a road deteriorates outside of a flood or an act of God disaster, it's definitely a maintenance issue.
Chasteen took over halfway through the term, which means working with a more limited budget. Despite these restrictions, he is working to keep the roads in Ottawa County safe. 6:07.
And our temperatures today up into the mid 50s, so certainly not too bad. One thing we're really keeping our eyes on is the freeze warning. It's not for right now, but I want everybody to be prepared because it kicks in tonight and takes us into Thursday as our temperatures are going to drop down into the high 20s, and wind chill's probably going to be about 24, 25 degrees when we wake up on April 1.
Ooh. All right, well, that's a look at this morning's top stories and weather in our first 7 minutes. Coming up on the KOAM Morning News, a promise of private space travel.
The modern-day space race continues with the release of Virgin Galactic's latest spacecraft. I'm Chris Martinez with a look at when the public will be able to buy a ticket to ride.
Plus, what side effects you can expect from receiving your COVID-19 vaccine. And we meet a kitten from the Joplin Humane Society in this week's Pet Spotlight. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. More real news in the morning. We'll be right back. In Money Watch this morning, the promise of private space travel is coming closer to reality thanks to some well-known billionaires. One company is selling seats for a new craft that could take passengers above the Earth next year, while another company is trying to get to Mars. Chris Martinez reports.
Virgin Galactic believes this brand new spacecraft will give paying customers a chance to be an astronaut.
It's tremendously exciting. It's been a long journey to get this far.
Sir Richard Branson is the billionaire behind the operation and says the VSS Imagine will have test flights this summer, including one that he will go on. This is the third version of the Virgin spacecraft. Previous flights were carried up aboard a mothership
2, 1, release,
and then dropped back down to Earth. Future missions will head miles above the planet's surface and allow tourists to unbuckle and experience several minutes of weightlessness. The first launch could be next year, with tickets already selling for $250,000.
Our plan is to build a number of spaceships, and so we could maybe get up to sort of 400 or 500 flights a year. And then we will try to get it down to a price where as many people as possible are able to go up.
Branson isn't the only billionaire reaching for the stars. Amazon's Jeff Bezos tested his latest Blue Origin rocket in January, with hopes of one day taking tourists up.
So proud to work with such a great team.
And Tesla's Elon Musk has SpaceX. One of the company's experimental rockets blasted off on a cloudy Tuesday in Texas, exploding during the flight. It's designed to return to Earth, but a test earlier this month also ended in an explosion. Virgin spacecraft lands like an airplane. The company had its own crash in 2014 that killed one of the pilots. There have been many successful tests since then, and the company expects to give people an out-of-this-world experience and bring them back safely. Chris Martinez, CBS News, Los Angeles.
That is one cool-looking spacecraft. Despite what you may have heard, Volkswagen is not changing its name. Earlier this week, the company's U.S. subsidiary said that starting in May, it would be known as Volkswagen. Turns out the announcement was a marketing stunt to promote its electric vehicles lineup. In a statement, VW likened it to an April Fool's Day joke and said it was not meant to be taken seriously. Well, they got the days wrong. Google Maps won't necessarily default to get you to your destination the fastest way possible anymore. Company says instead the navigation algorithm will soon automatically select the most fuel-efficient route. But don't worry about things taking too long. Google says it will only steer drivers to the greenest option when the estimated time of arrival is similar to other routes. In situations where that would bring you to your destination much later, the app will show you other choices and let you select which one you want to follow. Heinz continues to grow its strange condiment catalog. The company recently announced 2 new flavors, Ketch Chili and Buffer Ranch. That sounds like something else. Ketch Chili is a combination of ketchup and sweet chili sauce. For folks who enjoy dipping their buffalo wings in ranch sauce, now you don't have to choose between the two. Buffer Ranch is a blend of buffalo and tangy ranch. Wow. Jars of both condiments are set to hit U.S. grocery store shelves soon for around $4. That's it for Money Watch. We'll be right back.
6:17 sounds like a perfect time for weather on the 7s. We still got just roughly 50 minutes before sunrise. So still waiting on Television City to catch a little glimpse of the sunshine there. 43 degrees is where we stand. You know, nice thing is we started out the week with the dense fog. Then we had consecutive days of the high winds. Everything kind of calmed down. But it's a little bit chilly outside, 43 in Joplin, 39 in Chanute, and 40 in Nevada. Cloud cover creeping in from the southwest. And a lot of this right here, that's just amounting to a raindrop every now and then. A little rain there south of Joplin along I-44. Everything now down in central Oklahoma, that's breaking up. That's really not going to affect us. By the time we get rid of that one little pocket, we'll be done. Thunderstorm activity ranging from east of the Mississippi up toward the Canadian border right there. Overnight, did have 2 reports of tornadoes that touched down in Mississippi. No reports of any injuries and damage limited at this point in time. We'll continue to keep our eyes on those storm reports that come in. After our morning cloud cover, clearing off, a whole lot of sunshine, works us up into the 50s. The important thing, though, is what develops here overnight. So as we close out March tonight and get ready to open up on April 1, our temperatures plummet down to the freezing mark. And so we've got a freeze warning that's going to be in effect from tonight into tomorrow till about 9 a.m. Take care of those plants if you got anything outside. Either put a bag over them or bring them inside. Now, time to turn it over to Jesse in Studio K.
Well, here on the morning show, if you've been with us, then you know that we love animals. And this morning we are joined by fellow animal lovers from the Joplin Humane Society. We're joined by Tiana Fisher. And of course, oh my goodness, Tiana, you do this every week. I mean, my goodness, how cute can these guests of honor get? Who is this?
I don't have a name for this little love yet. She's only about 3 weeks old. and her family are getting ready to leave today to go into their foster home. But I just wanted to show everybody how cute she is and let you know that kitten and puppy season has officially arrived, and we are in desperate need of foster families to help take care of these guys till they're big enough for a forever home.
Does she even weigh a single gram? I mean, she is like the cutest little thing in the world.
She is so tiny. She's just, and her eyes are just opened, and so she's, you guys, look how cute she is.
Oh.
She looks like a little tiny tiger.
What is it like to take one of these home, though? I mean, you know, when we talk about an animal this small, as adorable as she is, I mean, she does require a lot of care because she's so young. So what does a household need to be prepared for when taking home someone like this?
They just need to make sure they have somewhere safe for them to be. We can provide a crate, and we'll provide all of the food and stuff that they need. The big thing is just somewhere for them to be away from other animals, away from the dogs, away from other cats, things like that, and just some love and attention till they're old enough to grow. If you get a mom and babies to foster, it's really easy. Mama does all the work. You just change the litter box and make sure everybody has food and snuggles. So some of the puppies don't come with a mom, so it's a little bit more labor intensive, but it is absolutely totally rewarding. It's a lot of fun, and you're making a huge difference in the life of a homeless pet.
She's like the little lion queen here. It's so cute. So, all right, what you've got the Fast and the Furriest? Is that right? Is that coming out?
Yes, the Fast and the Furriest Joplin Drift 5K. We like cars and we like critters, so we combined them. It's an opportunity for everybody to get out and help the shelter raise some funds to take care of these cute little loves, but it's also a way to enjoy the weather and mingle and see some friends as well. So it is coming up on Saturday, May 8th, and we will be having our event at the King Jack Park in Webb City. Easy to sign up. You just go to joplinhumane.org and you can get all signed up. And it's going to be a lot of fun. We're really looking forward to it this year.
Hey, thanks a lot. We appreciate it. We'll have the info on our morning show page at KOAMnewsnow.com, and we will be right back here on the KOAM Morning News after this.
Topping Health Watch this morning, more than 40 million Americans are fully vaccinated against COVID-19. As with other vaccines, there can be side effects. Natalie Brandt has more on what you can expect if you're getting the shot.
Gabe Willis is fully vaccinated, but experienced some side effects after receiving his first shot last month.
A lot of fatigue, and my lymph nodes under my arm were really swollen.
The CDC is tracking side effects from the COVID shot, even launching a new app so people can check in after receiving the vaccine. Common symptoms can include pain, redness, and swelling at the injection site. Some skin rashes have also been reported. Doctors say don't panic.
Anything from a headache to a feeling of muscle aches or fatigue, and just feeling maybe even chills and fever. Signs that your immune system is responding to the vaccine.
Dr. Lisa Maragakis from Johns Hopkins Bloomberg School of Public Health says so far data suggests women are reporting more side effects, as are people who have had COVID already.
That's probably because their immune system already knows how to respond to the virus.
As we age, the immune system is less able to mount a more robust response to the vaccine, which may explain why younger adults are also reporting more side effects.
When would someone need to worry? If the symptoms go on to day 3 after vaccination or more, then that's the time to reach out to your doctor.
Willis, who serves as Dean of Students at Southeastern Louisiana University, is sharing his experience to assure others.
The long-term benefit of getting back to what we know and love outweighs it all.
He hopes life can get back to normal as more people are protected. Natalie Brandt, CBS News, Washington.
Severe allergic reactions to the COVID vaccine remain rare. The CDC recommends anyone getting the COVID vaccine to be monitored on site. And people who have had severe allergic reactions or immediate reaction to a vaccine should be monitored for at least 30 minutes after getting the vaccine. The World Health Organization believes the novel coronavirus, which causes COVID-19, probably spread to people through an animal. One possibility is through an intermediate animal host,
like a wild animal that was captured and raised on a farm. Another possibility is that it was transmitted directly from an animal known to carry a similar coronavirus like a bat or a pangolin. Introduction through cold food products is a possible pathway. 14 governments, including the U.S., UK, Australia, Canada, Japan, Norway, and the Republic of Korea, have expressed concern with the WHO's report. They're calling for an independent, transparent, and accessible evaluation into the origins of COVID-19 in China. That's a look at some of today's top health stories. You're watching the KOAM Morning News.
Got a raindrop or two trying to hang around I-44 just south of Joplin. Not looking at anything severe by any means. Sunrise at 7:05. You'll notice that daily high of 65. Well, we're about 10 degrees cooler than that. And speaking of being cool, tell you what, tonight into Thursday, we're going to have a freeze warning take effect. Watch out. If you got any plants outside, let's be prepared and take care of them. It's just a one-shot deal because after that, we head back toward the 60s in what's shaping up to be a gorgeous Easter weekend. All the latest on the Skywatch weather app.
Joplin police investigate letters threatening to euthanize stray and feral cats. Plus, a Northeast Oklahoma murder suspect is back in jail after a Supreme Court case set him free. And a rough ride, how Ottawa County Commissioners say they're addressing complaints about the county's road conditions.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 6:30. I'm Tanya Bach. A little bit cooler today and it could get really chilly tonight. Here's Michael with a check on your forecast.
Nice thing is, Tanya, we don't have to fight the wind, even though, as she said, we do have a little chill in the air. 3-degree difference between our temperature. Only feels like 40. Outside of Television City, wind though, 5 miles per hour. We'll take that all day long. A little light rain right here, just south of Joplin along I-44, but everything that was appearing out to our southwest, it's breaking up before it really gets to our highlighted counties. 43 in Joplin, 39 in Parsons. Let's roll 39s in both Fort Scott and in Nevada as well. The thunderstorm activity for this morning really hanging right along the jet stream and where the warmer temperatures collide with the cold front that's now upon us. Swept down just about to the Red River and then comes right back up. Going to be a delightful afternoon though. After the clouds break, a whole lot of sunshine. Temperatures kind of stuck in the mid-50s. Now, speaking of cooler temperatures, when we get from tonight into tomorrow, we're going to have a freeze warning. That's right, we're going to close out March and begin April with a freeze warning. So watch the outside vegetation. It's a one-shot deal, not going to stick around too long, as we'll be back up into the 50s, and perhaps more importantly, because of that freeze warning, our overnight lows cruise back into the 40s, if not 50s there by next week. Easter Sunday looking absolutely delightful, mostly sunny skies, close to 70 degrees. As a matter of fact, if you dip down to the southern portion of the 4 states, not going to be surprised if we don't see a 74, 75 down there.
Yeah, for sure.
Perfect for those Easter egg hunts.
Just protect those plants tonight.
Have
them looking all pretty for those Easter pictures if you're doing outdoor pics on Sunday.
I was talking to a certain anchor by the name of Dow Quick, and I asked him, hey Dow, you done any gardening, got plants out? And he's like, yeah, it's been really nice. I'm like, we need to cover them up.
Yes, do so tonight. All right, thanks, Michael. Joplin police investigate after residents find letters on their doors threatening to euthanize stray and feral cats. On Monday, residents in the Gray neighborhood found the letters on their properties, which had been left overnight. The letter says any stray cat captured in the neighborhood will be euthanized starting January 1st. One resident shared security camera video with us, which shows the person putting the flyers up. The Joplin Police Department has opened an investigation.
So they're on top of it, and I'm really glad they are because it's a serious situation, and we just can't have people in our neighborhood killing cats.
Residents in the neighborhood have put together a roughly $2,000 reward, and the Joplin Police Department asked that anyone with information call them. U.S. Marshals arrest a murder suspect who was released from jail due to a Supreme Court ruling on tribal jurisdiction. The suspect is Dakota Buzzard. Authorities arrested him yesterday in Grove, Oklahoma. Authorities are still searching for his father, James Buzzard. The two are accused in the 2019 shooting death of Jerry Tapp at a home near Grove. They were in jail until earlier this month when they were released because neither federal nor tribal prosecution had refiled paperwork after the 2020 Supreme Court ruling that said Oklahoma prosecutors lack authority to pursue criminal charges against Indigenous defendants. Less than ideal road conditions in Ottawa County have locals and even county commissioners frustrated. KOAM's Bronte Sorotsky has more on what the county is doing to remedy these problems.
Road conditions in Ottawa County have been the cause of concern for residents throughout the area. One delivery driver had to quit her side gig due to the conditions.
My secondary job is to deliver food in this town for a few different restaurants and deliver apps. And there's nothing worse than the roads here. I had to stop doing those jobs because the roads on my car, it's not worth it.
But there are people in the county working to fix these conditions. Stephen Chastain, Ottawa County District 2 Commissioner, is a local and says he ran for the position because he deals with the roads too.
I ran for county commissioner last year, and the folks voted me in November was because of the roads. I come from the heavy civil road building side of the world, and this is kind of what I've done for a living.
He says now he plans to strengthen the roads so their construction efforts don't go to waste when severe weather comes. He works in District 2, which covers more rural areas of the county. But now that more people travel along these roads, maintaining them creates an issue.
You know, these roads have now taken on an increase up to 200 to 400% in some cases of what they were designed to do. So, but over time, maintenance has been an issue to maintain the road.
And budgetary constraints make problems worse.
Our fiscal year starts July 1st, ends June 30th, right? I took over January 1st. So I inherited an office, a staff, an equipment, a road maintenance program, and the roads itself on a budget of half of the year.
Despite the restrictions, he says he believes everyone should have access to safe, durable roads. In Ottawa County, Bronte Sorotsky, KOAM News.
Chastain adds that his district focuses mainly on fixing rural parts of the county. Well, if you're a parent, you know kids grow up fast. Now, granted, there are those days you think they'll never grow up. Next week, parents and kids heading into kindergarten next year can get a sneak peek of what's in store for them. Parents need to call the Pittsburgh Public School District to reserve a time to visit school, and they'll do so on April 5th. Now, one little man we talked to is already looking forward to a few things next year.
With playing with my friends and sharing toys with my friends. And, well, I really like playing with my friends.
You'll get lots of time to do that, Hayes. The last day to sign up for next week's meet and greet is this Thursday, which is tomorrow, so do so quickly. Easter is this weekend, and many local churches and organizations are planning Easter egg hunts and Easter worship services. With those events comes the opportunity for people to get together indoors and out. Health officials say despite vaccines being distributed, it's still a good idea to play it safe.
But if you have been vaccinated and have had your 2 doses and are about 2 weeks out from that, you should be fully immunized and should have no problem enjoying those family gatherings and get-togethers. However, I would caution that we need to be aware for those folks who have not been immunized, they are still at a greater risk.
Bergner says while it's easier to be socially distanced outdoors, he strongly encourages those attending indoor events and services to remain socially distanced and wear a mask. That's a look at our top news stories coming up this half hour in the KOAM Morning News, the latest on the Chauvin trial.
Witnesses lay out emotional testimonies on day 2 of the Derek Chauvin trial. I'm Skylar Henry in Minneapolis, recapping as the jury hears from bystanders the day George Floyd died.
Plus, for our Something to Talk About, we're asking, should colleges require all students be fully vaccinated against COVID-19? We let you weigh in. But first, it's 6:37.
Sunrise at 7:05, going to coincide with a little cloud cover moving in, but we'll be dry today and eventually gradually clear. And don't have to fight the wind too much, just 10 to 15 miles per hour out of the northeast. Do remember, freeze warning takes effect tonight into Thursday. So watch out for the vegetation if you got the garden or hanging plants going outside. And then we warm back up to the 60s as we head toward the weekend. We'll be back with Nation Watch next.
Topping Nation Watch this morning, the second day of testimony in the Derek Chauvin trial featured a string of witnesses to the arrest of George Floyd last May 25th. Chauvin was charged with murder and manslaughter after the 46-year-old died in custody. Skylar Henry has the latest from Minneapolis.
An off-duty firefighter testified in the Derek Chauvin trial that she wanted to help George Floyd, but insists a police officer wouldn't let her.
He said something along the lines of, if you really are a Minneapolis firefighter, you would know better than to get involved.
Genevieve Hansen is expected to take the stand again.
Did call the police on the police.
Right. And why did you do that?
Because I believe I witnessed a murder.
During his second day on the stand, Donald Williams listened as his 911 call was played for the jury.
He had his knee on the dude's neck the whole time.
The court also heard from a teenager who recorded the widely seen video of Floyd's arrest. Darnella Frazier's testimony was given off camera because of her age.
I stayed up apologizing and apologizing to George Floyd for not doing more.
During cross-examination, defense attorney Eric Nelson portrayed the witnesses as part of an increasingly hostile crowd. That made it difficult for officers to concentrate on their job.
It's fair to say that as you were there, you grew angrier.
Correct. You can't paint me on as angry. I was in a position where I had to be controlled.
Chauvin faces up to 40 years in prison if convicted of the most serious charge against him. Skylar Henry, CBS News, Minneapolis.
Prosecutors are expected to next start calling expert witnesses to delve into how Chauvin's hold may have caused Floyd's death. The Biden administration has also announced new initiatives as yet another Asian American is attacked. The latest incident was in New York City. Surveillance video shows a man kicking a 65-year-old woman to the ground and then stomping on her. She's hospitalized and the suspect is in custody. Coronavirus cases are spiking again in more than half the country. 27 states are seeing upticks. Doctors say this fourth surge can be mitigated if Americans get vaccinated. Some temporary FEMA sites are set to close as the Biden administration designates pharmacies as the main point of vaccine distribution. That's a look at today's top national stories. Let's check back in with Michael for our Something to Talk About.
Thank you, Tanya. On the KOAM News Now Facebook page and our morning Insta poll, proof of COVID-19 vaccinations might become mandatory for enrollment in colleges. We're asking your thoughts on that, and we will resume our Facebook comments with Colleen McGuire, who points out Rutgers did say students can get an exemption for medical or religious reasons. And I did read that in that script, Colleen. Thank you for the reminder there. Rocky Cunningham says it's no different than any other vax, measles, mumps, etc. Same song, different verse, and we do love you, Aunt Pat. Buck Thomas simply says no. And Krista Garut asking, do they require the flu vaccine? Krista says, because in a year, COVID will still be around and people will still get sick, just like the flu. Our morning Insta poll right now, we're seeing our no's grow up to 61% as far as should colleges require all students be fully vaccinated against COVID-19. You can make your voice heard by going to KOAMnewsnow.com/vote. We'll be back and celebrate birthdays and anniversaries next.
We take this time to honor today's four-state hero, Tony Jamison, who was a member of the United States Army. He served from 2005 to 2008 in Iraq. His hometown, Cherokee, Kansas. We are proud to salute Tony Jamison, our four-state hero.
We'll start our birthday list with Wyatt Wise. What a gorgeous looking picture right there. And looks like he's a club member because I see that lawnmower in the background right there. Wyatt, a big happy second birthday with you with special love from Nana and Papa.
All right. And we've got Reese Horton turning 14 years old this year. And Carthage, happy birthday from Grandma and Grandpa.
Malachi Van, celebrating his 18th birthday. Malachi, little Fort Scott Tiger Pride right there. Have a great day, my man.
In Columbus, Ryan Clark celebrates birthday number 26 today. Hope it's a great one, Ryan.
And up in Nevada, TJ Pike. That's a Sunday relaxation, watching some Chiefs play right there. TJ celebrates in Nevada.
All right. In Columbus, we got a double birthday celebration. First off there, we got Dad, Eric Coons, turning 33 years old. And if it's Eric's birthday, that means...
Who's he holding then?
Little guy Jack is now 1 year old. Aw, that's Eric's son. That's sweet.
Jack's not spoiled or anything, is he?
Nope.
That's tremendous. AJ Reno, a 38th birthday. A happy birthday to AJ in Humboldt.
In Fredonia, Thad McQueen turning 42 years old today. Love it. Celebrating with the 2021 hat there. Happy birthday, Thad.
I like that hat. Stan Grigsby, he is 75. Happy birthday to Mr. Grigsby in Iola.
Joanne Birdsong celebrating birthday number 85 this year in Girard.
And Grace Cass. Miss Cass is celebrating her 99th birthday. Grace, from all of us here at KOAM, a very happy birthday in Parsons.
All right. Marcia Mathis is celebrating a birthday in Columbus this year. Happy birthday to Marcia.
Now, Randy Hobart, smart dude right here. Okay, that's his wife, Alicia. So, Alicia, number one, a very happy birthday, and this comes with love from Randy and Ava. But let me tell you a little bit more about Randy Hobart, because he's like, okay, it's Alicia's birthday. That means I got something else on my calendar. It would also be their 21st anniversary. So Alicia, number one, a very happy birthday. And number two, congratulations to both you and Randy on 2+ decades.
All right. And a happy anniversary wish going out to the Huffmans, who've now been married for 68 years. That's so wonderful. Melvin and Prudence Huffman, happy anniversary.
Congratulations, Melvin and Prudence. Do you want to?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I wish I had a picture to show you, because this lady, very dear to my heart. Very dear to my heart. Miss Chucky Hessong from Frontenac, happy birthday.
Chucky, you know we love you. We know we love you, and a very happy birthday. And we will get to the bottom of this whole Chucky picture gate, as I'm now calling it.
The Chucky picture.
Mm-hmm. I see how it is. Jalen Van Soesten, a very happy birthday to Jalen in Columbus, and Tammy Whitaker, as Tammy celebrates her 60th birthday in Joplin. Tammy, please know, special love from Mom, Dad, and the family. Happy birthday and happy anniversary to all. Now here's Tanya Bach with a very important birthday announcement.
That's right. You can be a part of the KOAM Birthday Club by going to our website and signing up. And once you do, you'll get special deals from local businesses. Go to KOAMnewsnow.com and sign up for the KOAM Birthday Club today.
Several more of our Facebook comments before we wrap up here, as far as whether college students should be required to have COVID-19 vaccinations. Don Walker says no. What about people who, for medical reasons, cannot take the vaccine? Judy Wadino says, so either take the shot or don't go to that school. Wear the mask or don't go into that business. They have the right to set the rules. And by the way, 100% think everyone should get vaccinated. Ron Butler says, public schools certainly do. Be safe. And Don Walker, amazing how many people have bought into the media-created fear. I want to thank you all for participating in our Facebook page and our morning Insta poll. Tanya?
Here's a check of today's top headlines, the news you need to know before you head out the door. Coronavirus cases are spiking again in more than half the country. 27 states are seeing upticks. Doctors say this fourth surge can be mitigated if Americans get vaccinated. Some temporary FEMA sites are set to close as the Biden administration designates pharmacies as the main point of vaccine distribution. Joplin police investigate after residents find letters on their doors threatening to euthanize stray and feral cats. Monday, residents in the Gray neighborhood found the letters on their properties, which had been left overnight. Those letters were found sporadically on houses in this neighborhood. Letters saying any stray cat captured in the neighborhood will be euthanized starting January 1st. One resident found security camera video with us shared it with us, which shows the person putting the flyers up. And the Joplin Police Department has opened an investigation. U.S. Marshals arrest a murder suspect who was released from jail due to a Supreme Court ruling on tribal jurisdiction. The suspect is Dakota Buzzard. Authorities arrested him yesterday in Grove, Oklahoma. Authorities are still searching for his father, James Buzzard. The two are accused in the 2019 shooting death of Jerry Tapp at a home near Grove. They were in jail until earlier this month when they were released because neither federal nor tribal prosecution had refiled paperwork after the 2020 Supreme Court ruling that said Oklahoma prosecutors lack authority to pursue criminal charges against Indigenous defendants. Poor road conditions in Ottawa County have locals and even county commissioners frustrated. Ottawa County District 2 Commissioner Stephen Chasteen has been working to improve roads in his district. He says one of the biggest issues is keeping the roads sturdy. Now he's working with a team to strengthen the roads so their efforts do not go to waste. That's a check of today's top headlines, the news you need to know before you head out the door.
Remember, overnight we have a freeze warning in effect. We'll gradually clear out and get afternoon sunshine, highs in the mid-50s, but then we plummet down to, if not a little bit below the freezing mark, so watch out for that vegetation. And then after the beginning of April, we at least rebound and head back toward the 60s and what's shaping up to be a delightful Easter weekend.
Well, speaking of Easter, we're going to have another delightful Easter dish prepared for you in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen today at noon.
Sounds great. Your morning news continues on KOAM. We've got the CBS Morning News that's coming up next.
Or you can switch on over with us on Fox 14, where your only local morning news continues.
Did you have the opportunity to see the cat that Jesse's going to bring us?
So cute.
That was something
so
else.
Cute.
That was
so
great.
Tiny.
And
doesn't even have a name yet.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty interesting. I was going to say cool, but I shouldn't say that. The cat doesn't have a name. But the opportunity to adopt the cat, it's a kitten, and name it.
There you go.
You can do that. I want everybody to have a great, safe Wednesday, not only morning, entire day. We'll do this all again tomorrow morning.
And we're going to do it again today at noon.